Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, welcome to lesson 26 of Tarteel. And today we are going to learn and practice al-huruful musta'aliya, thick and heavy letters. You may remember that in previous lessons we discussed about conditional thick and thin letters. For example, in case of lamul jalala, the mushaddad lam which comes in the word Allah, sometimes it is pronounced thick and sometimes it is pronounced with thin sound, tafkhim and tarqiq. And out of 29, there are certain letters which are always pronounced with a thick and heavy sound, not with an empty sound, but with an elevated voice, raised voice. And the first letter we are going to learn is kha. Now, kha, in each screen, in slide 9 examples have been taken from the Holy Quran. And these permanently thick letters or heavy letters are in total seven in total. And the first letter is kha. Now, in order to make a letter thick and heavy, it is important that we put an alif after that. It means that those letters which are permanently thick, one of example is kha, if it is followed by alif madda, alif which is a letter of elongation, prolongation, then you can raise the top of your tongue that can better incline towards the ceiling of mouth, and then the letter becomes thick. Yes, on this kha, any stroke may come. For example, fatha could come, kasra, dhamma, or sukoon. But for a better practice, select those words which where the letter is followed by alif madda. And I have chosen all those words where this practice can be done in this way. Now it will be, there are two voices. You have to tell me which is the thick and thin. For example, the first one khalidina and the second one khalidina. Which is thick and thin, first or second? Second. Okay. Kha. Okay. Now I will read and you have to follow me, and then each one will be reciting on his turn. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Now you can find these 9 examples. Each one is ending on fatha or tanween, you see, and we have to make a waqf on that one, because after 26 lessons, we inshallah gradually we are moving to learn the rules of waqf, which is very, very important part of at-tarteel, the science of recitation, where to pause and how to start again, and on different words. Now in this case, we are going to make a pause at the end of each word. Okay. Khalidin.
Khalidin.
Khaibin.
Khaibin.
ซีรี خاسئين
خاسئين
خالصا
خالصا
يخادعون
يخادعون
تخافون
تخافون
بخارجين
بخارجين
الخائنين
الخائنين.
Okay, now in the first line, in the second word, kha has been prolonged because a bigger madda has come on that one. Within one word, after alif madda, the next letter is hamza, original hamza. That's why we have prolonged that one. But you may have noticed that when I stopped at the end of each word, I prolonged the voice. Though there is no sign is there, no smaller madda sign, no bigger madda sign. You see that sign like a small sword, that stretched stroke. But this is also important, and this is a common practice and tradition when we are going to make a waqf or pause or going to make a stop at the end, then the last vowel, the last elongation will take place. And this is called al-maddul waqf. That prolongation or that stretching which is associated with waqf, with stop, pause. Okay, that's why I say khalidin, no khalidin. Okay, and at the end. Now, in these 9 examples, except one, which is in the second line, khalisan, which has ended up with tanween, all ending on the consonant. Okay, and with fatha. Now, tanween will change into one fatha and followed by alif. So that's why I say khalisa. Okay, alif will be prolonged, and this tanween will change into one fatha followed by one alif madda. Otherwise, all that will remain there, and noon will be made sakin or mute, as we have done in these examples. And this is just a coincidence. That's except one, all words ending on noon with the fatha maftuh, and we have made them mute and sakin. Now, with regards to the last word after bi kharijina, alif lam and kha. Okay, it has been taught in the previous lessons that there are blank alif in the Holy Quran. Sometimes some words or some verses start with blank alif. Now, there is a certain rules about that one, but this point has been taught that if you find a blank alif followed by lam sakin, then this blank alif will always take fatha. Okay, not kasra, not dhamma, but will fatha. That's why we started al khainin. Okay, so this is kha. Now, next letter is sad. Now, again 9 examples have been taken from the Holy Quran, and in this time I will read out the first line, and then you will follow me, and afterwards you will on your own read to me the next 2 lines. Salihin.
Salihin.
Remember, the word saw could not be prolonged more than 2 seconds, because sad followed by alif only 2 seconds. But salihin, this heen is here is the al-maddul waqf is taking place. That's why we prolonged up to 4 to 5 seconds, 4 to 5 counts. Okay. صالحين
صالحين
صادقين.
صادقين.
Now here this saw, as compared to the previous two saw, saw with alif, this saw will be prolonged up to 3 to 4 counts, because there is a bigger madda, sign of a bigger madda, followed by original hamza, okay, and then after on ghain there is a tanween, and in waqf this tanween will be removed, and that will turn into one fatha followed by alif, which will be included in pronunciation. صائغا
صائغا.
Okay, now next 6 examples, each one will be reading out next 6 examples. Let's start from the right, Qamar.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أبصارهم صارمين محيصا مصانع صابرة صاغرون.
Thank you. Next, Hassan.
أبصارهم صارمين محيصا مصانع صابرة صاغرون.
Okay, the second last word, sabirah, this ta marbuta, these 2 dots will be removed, ha will remain there. Ha should be properly manifested. Okay, do again.
صابرة
Rah. Okay, next, Abdurrahman.
أبصارهم صارمين محيصا مصانع صابرة صاغرون.
Okay, Jazakumullah. We have explored 2 letters. Now next one is a dad. Okay, dad is also should be raised in voice, in terms of elevation, and is a thick letter as well. Okay, let's do the practice. لترضى
لترضى
أضاء لهم
أضاء لهم
بضارين.
بضارين.
Because we are going to make a waqf, so I do it again. بضارين.
بضارين.
Remember this ra with tashdid, you see mushaddad ra with the kasra is a thin letter. You know about that in the last previous lessons. ترضاها
ترضاها
مريضا
مريضا
مرضا
مرضا
بيضاء
بيضاء
الضالين.
الضالين.
ضامر.
ضامر.
Okay, so next letter is ghain. غاسق.
غاسق.
يتغامزون.
يتغامزون.
غابرين.
غابرين.
ابتغاء.
ابتغاء.
Now, in the word ibtigha'a, this the last letter is hamza. This hamza will not be manifested, because if there is a tanween, to fatha, then that is pronounced, as a, but not in this way. Bighafil,
بغافل
tanween is removed and sukoon comes. Bighafil,
بغافل
al-ghashiyah.
الغاشية.
Okay, in this case, blank alif, I have made fatha on that one, but because you know the rule, okay, and then at that time there is no need to put a fatha on that. غافر الذنب.
غافر الذنب.
Again, this غافر الذنب, noon sakin followed by ba. This noon sakin will change into meme, and this is iqlab is taking place. Though there is no meme sakin is there, meme sakin is not placed there, but because of the rule which we have learned in the previous lessons, this noon sakin will change into meme, and ba will, with qalqala is a jerking sound, bouncing sound. غافر الذنب.
غافر الذنب.
فارغا.
فارغا.
صائغا.
صائغا.
Okay. Now in this case, each one of you will be reading out one line. Okay, the first line from Abdurrahman. Make sure this is a thick letter, and in order to make a letter thick, your top of tongue should incline towards the top of your ceiling of mouth inside. As you incline, there is a little gap between the ceiling of your mouth and your top of tongue, the letter becomes thick. This is the basic principle. Okay, do that.
طائفين الطارق الطارق الشيطان.
Okay, الشيطان, that is a harf leen. Okay, soft prolongation, but it has been given much more time. There is no certain reason to do that one. So ash-shaytan, you can make a ta big because you are making a waqf on that one. Do again.
الشيطان.
Okay, good. Next line.
لوطا سلطان طائفة.
Okay, good. Come on, last line.
أفطال شططا وسطا.
Okay, good. Next letter is qaf. قائلين.
قائلين.
قال.
قال.
استقاموا.
استقاموا.
Okay, last two lines will be read out by each individual. Qamar, do that.
رزقا قارعة قابل التوب قائمون فتلقى شقاق.
Okay, good. You see that here in the last line, the second word is very good to practice this one because of its special qa mushaddad, qaf mushaddad, and with vertical fatha, erect fatha on that one. And it is good to practice this example. Okay, do that, Hassan.
رزقا قارعة قابل التوب قائم فتلقى شقاق.
Okay, next is the, and this is the last word, last letter in 7 of 7. ظالمون
ظالمون
عظاما
عظاما
حفيظا.
حفيظا.
Top of tongue would incline to upwards, upwards, and also the difference between dhal and dha is thick and thin. Dhal is soft, dhalikal kitab, and dha is a thick letter, and exit point is the same, but properties, the attributes are different. That's why making a difference between the two is very delicate and a difference, and only can be recognized with a practice. أيقاظا.
أيقاظا.
The next word is very important to make a practice of the dha. تلظى.
تلظى.
Not here, up. تلظى.
تلظى.
حفظا.
حفظا.
ظالمة.
ظالمة.
Okay, next word starting from blank alif, with blank alif. So blank alif will take fatha. الظالمين.
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 Okay. Now this is the time for quick questions. Which 7 letters are always pronounced with a thick and heavy sound in the recitation of the Holy Quran? Ever thick and heavy. You see, technically in Arabic it is called mufakham. Okay. So which are the 7 letters out of 29 letters, starting from alif to, scan your mind, alif to ya, and you have just practiced that one. Which one?
خاء.
Kha,
صاد
Sad,
ضاد
Dad,
قاف
Qaf,
ظو.
Dha, yes, Dha,
and ظو.
Dha, Qaf, Ghain,
غين
Ghain, and Ta.
ظو.
طا
ठीक है. Kha, Sad, Dad, Ghain,
ظو.
Ta, Qaf, and Dha. Okay, there is a phrase of 2 words to remember that one. Okay, good. What is the recommended way to practice this rule? How would you recommend others to, there are about around 78,000 words in the Holy Quran, 30 parts, okay, and many times these letters have come in the Holy Quran. So what is the good way to practice this rule? Yes.
You should put a blank alif in front of the letter that you're practicing.
Yes, those these 7 letters, if they are followed by fatha, if followed by alif, and when there is a alif, always there is a fatha on that letter, then you can make a good practice. Make a good practice, and then wherever it comes, whether it comes with these letters come with fatha, kasra, or dhamma, or sakin, then you can pronounce better. You see, but for practice purpose, this is good. Third question: how can you make a letter thick and heavy in pronunciation?
Make your tongue touch the ceiling of your mouth.
Now touching the ceiling of mouth, you can't do that with this
Okay,
one.
near the ceiling.
Near the ceiling, or maybe you inclining towards
Down.
that one,
Okay.
or if there is a minimum gap between the normal natural gap between the the top of tongue and ceiling of mouth, you are raising the sound, becoming thick and heavy. And good example I give you, fatalaqqa. You can feel here. Okay, you can do this practice. The fourth question: how would you pronounce the following words in terms of thick and thin sound? There are 5 words, and you have to tell me. Each one will be telling me based on previously learned rules. Bismillah. How would you pronounce? Where is the thick and thin concept here? Yes, Abdurrahman.
The meme cause of there is kasra there.
Yes.
So
meme has a kasra there. Yes.
So the lamul jalal will not be thick. The lam will not be thick.
Good.
It will be a light.
Okay. Read to me. How?
Bismillah.
Okay. Good. Because there is a meme and with a kasra, a letter before lamul jalala is a maksur, is a with kasra, then this mushaddad lam will not be made thick. Okay, that's good. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, next word, Hassan.
Qamu.
Okay,
It's thick because qaf is a thick letter.
permanent thick. There is no concept of thick and thin. This is always thick. Okay, so it's a permanent thick. This is its quality, its attribute. So that's why qaf will be thick. Okay, next word.
راجعون.
Okay,
The ra will be thick because if it carries a fatha or a dhamma, then it's thick. But
Okay.
if it
good.
carries
So rajiun, ra carries a fatha. If it carries fatha or dhamma, it is always thick. It is made thick. But if there is a kasra, then it is thin. Okay. So in this case, rajiun is a thick letter. It has been pronounced thick. Okay. Next word again. The word Allah.
Now the lamul jalal will be thick.
Now the lamul jalala will be thick
Will be
because
thick because it is preceded by a fatha.
preceded by fatha,
Ji.
noon,
Noon
mushaddad.
mushaddad,
And that's
ji.
why. Do that.
Inna Allah.
Okay, good. Next.
Ar-rijal. The ra is thick because
Ra is thick.
no.
No.
Okay, the ra is thin.
Remember, ra and lam mushaddad and ra. They have the thick and thin. This category, not a permanently thick and thin. This ra mushaddad with a kasra or ra with shadda and kasra or ra without shadda but with kasra will always be pronounced with thin sound. Rijal, ar-rijal, not ar-rijal. Okay, is a thin.
Okay.
Only fatha and dhamma make thick, heavy letter, ra and lam, shaddad. But other 7 letters, whether you put a fatha, kasra, dhamma or sakin, they are always thick. So that is the conclusion of our lesson 26. And see you in the next lesson with compulsory elongation. Okay, as you were expecting. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa
alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله